going to show you is the lateral movement. When I'm moving laterally, there's really only two things I should be doing. Taking a huge explosion step to the side, or if I need to move a further distance, opening up, crossing over, and getting to that spot on the court. If you're shuffling across the court, 3-4 shuffles, you're going to be extremely slow. So I'm going to show you two drills that you can work on to improve both of those movements. To work on my explosion step, all I need is 4 cones spaced about 8 to 10 feet apart. To start with and to simplify things, just start with 2 cones. So have one here and then another cone across from about 8 to 10 feet apart. Start on the 1 cone, take your explosion step across, making sure that you're landing in a nice balanced position where you can move left, right, forward, and back. To begin with, just come across, pause, reset, and then take that explosion step on the way back. As I'm moving laterally here, notice that I'm not jumping up in the air, leaving the ground. I got that ceiling right above my head, and I want to slide underneath it and get to that point as fast as I can. Now, the simple version is just to get the cross, pause, reset, and then come back. As you progress, you can turn this into more of a rebound where you go down and back as fast as you can. Come here, and then back. And again, always maintain that balanced position. To progress the exercise, you can add in 2 more cones, because you're not always going to move just strictly laterally. I might have to come forward and then back. And then same thing here, taking this back step, coming forward. But again, I'm only taking that 1 explosion step, getting as much distance as I can. You're going to be much quicker taking that explosion step than taking 3 little baby shuffle steps. So that's the first thing you want to work on when moving laterally. Now that we talked about lateral movement, how do I move forward as fast as I can? So if I'm starting in my right position here, and I want to get to that net as quickly as I possibly can for a dig, rather than being here and kind of taking that first step as you start falling, you're actually going to be much quicker if you take a little false step back and then step forward with that opposite foot. So it'll look like this. I'm going to step back and accelerate all in one motion. You're not going to jump up and do the splits here. It's a small little step and then acceleration. You can work both legs, coming off your left to your right. Also coming off your right, moving to your left. So the easiest way to do this as far as training, just come up to a line, get down your position. When the coach says go, step back and accelerate as fast as you can. If you want to progress this and turn this into more of a reaction drill, you can start on that same line, have a coach stand in front of you about 15 feet with a tennis ball. When the coach drops the tennis ball, you run and you grab it before it hits the ground twice. Now if you're on the court, you can also do this and work on your pancakes by being in this position. As soon as the coach throws the volleyball up in the air, you take that false step, accelerate down into that pancake. So we talked about moving sideways, and we talked about moving forward. Now what happens if I need to move backwards as fast as I can? You might see a lot of players on the court get real tall and they start backpedaling like this. That's going to be a very, very inefficient way to move backwards. You're going to be very slow, and you're going to be in a very poor passing position. So rather than standing up straight and getting on your heels and backpedaling, unless you're only taking 1 step, you can take that explosion step back. But if you need to move all the way back, 10, 15 feet back, what you need to do is open up your hips, cross over, accelerate to that point, and then re-square up to the net. So I'll be here, I'm going to open up, cross over, and then back in my position so I can pass. Again, working both sides, so I'm learning to open up to my right and opening up to my left. The big thing is to really swing open with your hip and your elbow so you can turn all the way this way so I can move straight down that line where I'm trying to go. If you don't open up all the way and you only turn about 90 degrees, that second step's going to be here. And you're going to make that banana shape with your cut. So I'm here, I open up, cross over, accelerate to the point. Here, open up, cross over, get set, okay? So quicker you open up, the quicker you can cross over, the quicker you can get to that point.